We are live, and we are down here at 100 Kellogg's Lane at the clubhouse, NFL Kickoff show. There's people starting to assemble. There's a game going to be played tonight. How's everyone feeling? Is everyone excited? It was a nice sunny day today.
Yeah.
It was a great day.
A great day, a great way to kick off football season, right? This is football weather.
Oh, we had practice today. It was nice and sunny. Kids getting sweaty. It was a good time.
School's back.
Yeah, and for anybody that doesn't remember, this is Coach Kaz, mine and Kaylin's high school coach. He's back for this is like the fourth or fifth appearance?
Third time, I think.
Maybe the fourth time we've done it, but the third time it's aired.
Something like that, yeah.
We definitely have some missing episodes somewhere.
Yeah.
But I do think that this is the first time that you've been on the live show as opposed to the recorded shows that have been on.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah.
That's cool.
So yeah, football's back for you. We were talking a little bit about it, and we're definitely going to get into that. We have a game tonight, a game tomorrow, college football Saturday, more football Sunday, more football Monday. Everybody say goodbye to your significant other. You're going to be busy for the next 5 days.
Yeah.
And even during all that, we have Coach Kaz, who the last 2 weeks he's been putting together the season, and I think last week you had training camp.
Yep.
And now you got the kids back in school, the routine's going. So how's the team looking?
It's pretty good. So last year was the first year back in, I think it was 7 years that we hadn't had a team, and then last year we were able to get the team back together. A lot of thanks to Junior Mustangs, and Junior Mustangs have given us some help again this year with some extra helmets and shoulder pads. We were fortunate enough over the off season. We did get some donations. We got some new uniforms. We were able to get, I think we have 35 of our own helmets now.
Okay.
I should have brought one. They're nice black with. They're now
I saw the
black
pictures
helmets
you've been
with the
putting
gold.
up. Oh, it looks nice.
With the gold detailing on it, so it looks pretty sharp. So we're able to do that. We're still short a few helmets. Last week for training camp, like even when you guys, and we had a pretty good numbers on the team through the season, but like even for when I did training camp with you guys, we might have got 20 guys out.
Right.
Where last week I had 36 kids out for training camp, which was great. And right now, we have, when I was doing the attendance, we had 59 kids.
Wow.
And that's huge. Like last year, the most we ever had out was 42.
Wow.
So we got about, and there's a few more that have, with the demographic at the school, some of the kids were just getting back into Canada, and one of the kids is in my period one class. I'm like, hey, practice after school. He's like, sir, my plane arrived at 3:00 this morning. I barely made it to school. He's like, okay, get some sleep tonight. Come out tomorrow. He's like, okay. Yeah. So I've still got a few kids, and then we got new registration kids that are coming in. That lots of grade 9s, a couple of grade 10s that have come in. But it's great. We got huge numbers.
59. It's safe to say the program's back. Like it really is, huh?
And it's back to stay.
That's right. Yeah, it's not going anywhere.
Yeah, that's the goal. It's back to stay. So, I've got a few more years before I have to retire, but I think it'll be there. And we're setting this up, so we got lots.
We're gonna pause on that for a second. A few years left before you retire. Wait to age the guys on the show here. Wait to just drag us down. Because, you weren't a brand new teacher when we were with you, but you were relatively new.
I started teaching in
like 3 years,
2001, 2002.
Yeah, it was very new. Yeah.
So I was pretty brand new when you guys were there.
Okay.
It'll be pretty funny to see, because I got you on Facebook. The transition will go from you posting photos as the coach to you just being the guy that shows up to the games with the sun hat on and cheering them on, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's gonna be pretty cool.
Well, I might coach for a little bit after that.
I hope so.
That's the fun.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely.
But then I can also do more. I won't be interrupted by teaching and stuff like that.
Sure.
Yeah, we don't want those kind of things to get in the way. This is football season. It's time to do it. And our guy is actually doing something similar. He's building a roster to get out there for Team Canada. So I don't know. I don't even know if you seen that, Kaz, but Chad is doing something similar where they're rebuilding the program, rebirthing the program, and then I think it's 2025, you're in Mexico, right? To start
So
kicking
yeah,
this
we
thing
had
off.
our first 2 ID camps 2 weeks ago. We were in Alberta,
Yeah.
and we had about 30. No, that's a lie.
And
45 guys
you
show
didn't
up.
miss a second of the show. You jumped off the
Yeah.
plane, went to work, and came
We
right
had
here.
45 guys try out in Alberta. Last weekend we were in British Columbia. We had another 40 guys show up. Next weekend we're in Montreal. And as of right now, we have 68 guys signed up for that one. And it's going to just keep growing.
Cool.
Thanksgiving weekend we're in Ontario, which will be the biggest tryout, the one that we're looking forward to the most. I think as of right now we have 85 guys registered for Ontario.
Wow.
Well, and I do follow you on the Insta Snap face.
Yeah. Yes.
The Bill Belichick throw it. I like that. I like that.
And I was like, is Chad like going out to all of these?
So I didn't
Places?
go to
'Cause-
British Columbia.
Okay.
They wanted me out there, but I was like, I got to give my wife one weekend. I was in Alberta. That was
He was married last I heard.
I'm trying to keep it that way.
It changes so quickly. It's so rapid.
Yeah, Alberta was a wild ride. I showed up. There was no rental car for me at the airport. I called every rental car company in Calgary, and no one had a car.
I would have loved to have seen that meme that always gets reused of that one guy they always claim. It was like the guy that was supposed to be Larry Fitzgerald years ago, and he's at the Hertz rental, and he's trying to get a rental at the airport. I'd like to see you reenacting that meme that
So
night.
like,
And you know what was disappointing for Chad is he didn't have a 9 to 5 to wash down the pain.
No, I didn't.
I'm having to wait for that.
Yeah.
So
Who's a powerhouse?
stayed the night in Calgary, hopped on a Greyhound, went up to Edmonton because it's the only I could get to. Got picked up in Edmonton, drove back to Red Deer for the tryout, got taken back to Leduc, which is halfway between Red Deer and Edmonton. Stayed at the hotel with one of our coaches. I literally had to take an Uber from Leduc back to Edmonton at 6 a.m. to hop on the bus, go back to Calgary.
It felt like you were trying out.
And just for 3 days, this is 3 days. I was like, how was your vacation? I'm like, I didn't get one.
Yeah, really.
I saw the highway.
Yeah, I sat in a bus, planes, trains, and automobiles.
But
Yeah, amazing.
very cool experience. I'm really excited for the next 2 tryouts. As Shane said, we're going to be going February. We're going to Mexico for a 4-game tournament. Mexico, Austria, and it's looking like Japan and then us. We find out next week if the States are going to be in it. After the debacle at the under 20, they kind of put their whole program on blast and saw it was a joke.
You know the debacle he's referring to, right? Yeah,
When
okay.
Canada won.
Yeah, the big Ponzi scheme they found out they were running down in the States. Just taking people's money. So it looks like they're going to be out, which is a blessing and like also sad at the same time because like it gives everybody else like a legit chance. But after what happened at the under 20, my actual first thought was, oh fuck, they're going to send like the SEC and Big Ten rejects.
Yeah.
And like every guy that didn't get drafted is going to be playing this poor tournament, and it's going to get vicious. So actually, I find that out this week if the U.S. is in. Pretty cool experience though. Now you get to go represent your country. Like as what I always told everybody is, we all grew up watching the World Juniors, and like that was like one of those things like you didn't miss it. You got to represent your country. I get to on the football side, so to me it's a pretty cool experience.
Who would have even thought this was a thing, honestly? Like, before you told me, I didn't know there was a Team
No.
Canada senior
Well,
football
like
team.
Canada hasn't put a team in since 2011. There's no funding in 2016. 2020, the world shut down, so that stopped that one.
I heard of that.
Yeah, the thing we don't talk about on this show. It's
Yeah,
kind of
yeah.
shut the world down.
That was a big thing.
So we're kind of getting this thing going again. And the craziest part about it is Football Canada, I don't give a fuck if I put them on blast, they are not backing us. We are being subcontracted out, so we have to fund this thing all ourselves. So yes, we are looking for sponsorships, and I will bluntly say that to anybody watching. We will take $1 to $100,000. We need to raise about $150,000 if we're trying to make it so guys don't have to pay to go.
Sure.
So Lotto Max is
Yeah.
$55 million on Friday.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
got a ticket.
don't worry, I put some money in.
And you got to do what you got to do. But yeah, so you guys have something in common. You're rebuilding programs, and
find
you've already
funding.
taken that next step. So
And
that's-
funny
Mostly
money,
just
yeah.
fundraising. Football is the second part of that.
your fundraising goals are achievable for us. Dads,
like
we might need to get a different level out.
Well, yeah, when we get an email, it's like, hey, these $700 helmets are on sale for $335. Like, oh, do we have money to?
Yeah.
Where do we find the money to buy these?
I got a question. What's the design in the end zone like? You guys just doing the white stripes this year? Are you doing anything cool down there?
Haven't done anything yet.
Get that art class involved. That'd be pretty neat. Have them involved in that and put a big old gold W down there or something.
We've looked into some things. It's again like buying the paint. And,
Yeah.
figuring all that out.
We got to get Benjamin Moore into this thing. Benjamin
Yeah!
Moore or Sherwin Williams or
Sure.
somebody.
I just think it'd look real sick to have some claw marks across the end zone or something like
Oh
that.
yeah,
right?
we designed a field. Like if we were, the joke, like I said, the $65 million. Oh, we'll put in a field turf and stuff. And what would that look like? And,
Sure.
Have the rubberized track for track and field and stuff like that as well. But then we had the black and gold end zones with the big wildcat head at center field and stuff. It would be nice to do.
Sure.
There's a lot of logistics involved in that, and the other thing is we have to build a fence too, because the community just comes and lets their dogs run all over that. So
I think you should start with just the W in the end zone.
Yeah.
Just start with that.
We'll work our way
Yeah.
up to that before we go with the full field.
Full
turf
field with
and
the
stadium,
and not letting the dogs on there.
the two level coaches clubhouse
Yeah.
and stuff. Yeah.
I only ask because with college football kicking off and everything, it seems
Oh.
like the release of everybody was releasing photos of their end zones being painted. It's like the big new photo bomb party every year is what's the end zone going to look like, or are they doing anything different, right? Have the color tint change.
Or what the uniforms are.
Or what the uniform's a big one, yeah.
And Kaz has been teasing those uniforms
Ooh.
since last year. We got to see them up close and personal when we did the spring fundraiser together. But it's time to get those things on the field. Like, you don't quite have your schedule yet, but you do have a unique twist on what this season is going to look like for you, even though you're still in the junior program. There was a special exemption given to your program to make sure that we keep people going along with the games, right?
Yes, we're still trying to build the program, and what TV Roz sort of agreed for us to do, and it came down to rugby is grade 9 through 12, hockey is grade 9 through 12. They're both full contact sports as well. Football they're a little having senior level guys playing against junior level guys, even though if we played varsity, it would be the grade 9s would still be playing against grade 12s. But playing in that junior level, they've given us a little dispensation that we can play a few grade 11s on the field. We can't have it's not going to be all grade 11s playing against grade 9s and 10s. We can have 4 on the field at a time.
Oh, okay. I thought there was going to be like a height restriction. You were praying little Timmy doesn't hit puberty at that age.
No, we're hoping for a group of Scott Pollocks. And, no, we can have 4 on the field at a time. And there's agreement from the other team that's okay and stuff. We have to be able to designate who is a grade 11 as well. So we've got stickers on the helmet. But
they're like pride, what do they call those in Ohio State? What do they call those things? Is it pride stickers?
no,
I'm not sure
I
that's
don't
what
think
they
they call
refer
it.
to as.
I can't remember what
no,
it is.
We'll call them green dots, just so that we can continue.
Green
Well,
dots.
it'll probably be a green
Yeah.
11 on the back of their helmet.
Oh, that's
but we
cool.
do have the the award stickers.
Okay. So when kids get a touchdown, you get a sticker on the helmet? I love it. Or sack?
So
We had paw prints when we were there.
you guys had the
You just didn't get any, Caitlin.
Hey, listen.
yeah, you guys had them.
I tried my darndest. I'll tell you that much.
They don't give out stickers for effort.
They do now.
No, we've got those. We had them for a long time, and then we just ran out of them, and it was super expensive to. My brother's a graphic designer and did that sort of stuff, and I'm like, how much would this cost to do? And he's like, at my cost for you, it would be this much. I'm like, oh, I can buy 2 helmets instead of getting more stickers to put on the back of a helmet.
Sure, yeah.
Right.
Helmets were a little bit cheaper than they are now, but we do have some of that sort of stuff. We're trying to build this team, build the interest, build the excitement for boys and we have a girl on the team this year too. So we have some of that sort of stuff to try
and not a kicker, right? Like you have.
No, right now I think she's at linebacker.
Okay, and we have somebody that's going to come on later in the show that is actually playing women's full contact tackle that represented Team Ontario as part of the Nationals. I honestly don't know what the tournament's called. We're going to know what the tournament's called when they come on here, but that is that's scheduled a little bit later on today.
Well, and that the cool thing about that, so Scott and his daughter are coming.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Scott is a former Wildcat.
Yeah.
And he's helped actually with some of our fundraising and things like that as well. So it's kind of neat that I just found out when I got here that they were the other guests coming on today. So
hey, we load this thing with Wildcats. We pretend not to be biased, and Chad loses his mind that we just are biased.
There is.
Yeah.
just when we get Chad a T-shirt, he'll be fine.
Nah, I'm good.
There he is, Nick Newman. Nick Newman is in the house. Okay.
23-8.
Yeah. So.
Or 28-3.
His favorite number is 25.
So we don't have the graphic to show, but talk us through the new uniforms. Like, you designed this concept. This is a Kaslik original, and you're excited to get the kids on the field. I know you got a set of each. There's gold ones. There's black ones.
Yeah. So we have them so that you can go either way. Like we can go straight golds or straight blacks. And so it's just two tones. So it's gold with black numbering and lettering, or it's black with gold numbering and lettering. But on the Wildcat Instagram, there are some pictures of them. Some of the boys in the uniforms, and we've mixed them up. So the gold, you can do the gold jerseys with the black pants, the black jerseys with the gold pants, that sort of thing. Eventually, I'd like to get a white jersey as well, just to do the full mix. But yeah, it was pretty cool when one of our alumni found out that we were trying to rebuild the program and looking to get some stuff, and this person was like, well, I would like to pay for this, and there's got us new practice uniforms. We got new practice. On the Instagram, you see the practice jerseys. Practice pants go out tomorrow, and then we've got the two sets of game uniforms too. And
Right.
They're not baggy or things like that. They fit tight.
Yeah, I've seen them hanging up. I don't think I've seen a photo with them with the pads, like on the pads, and I think that's when you really get the full gamut of it, right?
Just take a look at the Instagram; they're up there.
Yeah,
I
they
just
could
wanted
cool,
to
right?
take a message that Spider-Man showed up.
I saw that.
Spider-Man is in the
distracted
building.
me for a second.
Spider-Man is in the house today.
That is awesome.
Yeah.
The party has officially started.
Spider-Man. All right, so I have a request as an alum who's been somewhat involved in the fundraising. I mean,
Do not retire his number. I know where this is going.
our work
Do
is
not
not
do
done.
it.
No,
Don't start the Ring of Fame
I
with Shane,
want-
is what you're telling me
I
right now.
want to make the request for the first uniform combination for Game 1.
But we have to find out who we're playing, because not all teams have multiple colored uniforms.
Yep. So I just want it to be all black. Everything needs to be all black. Show up hardcore.
So
Yeah.
that
I'm with that.
The only way that won't happen, because that's what I want to.
Okay.
The only way that's not going to happen is if we play
Dirt Road.
Clark Road.
Oh, sorry.
Oh,
Clark Road,
yeah. Which one misspoke? Was it you or was it him?
Well, he's not. He's probably not allowed to say that. I can say that.
Because I think Clark Road only has the black and black.
Yeah. Because they don't got that high class fundraising like we do.
I just don't think they
No,
washed
no,
their
I'll tell you that right now. Hey, I'm an alumni of there, and I'm going to tell you right now. I reached out to their coach last year, and I got ghosted. So, personally, fuck that guy.
Go Wildcats.
Yeah. That's what it's all about. Yeah.
I'm pretty sure I've answered every message you've sent to me.
I think majority of the coaches in London have.
Yeah. That's.
Chad got ghosted by his own alumni.
Yeah. Go 1-4 again. See if I root for you. You won't get one fucking dollar out of me.
No kidding, right? Okay,
That's how I
so
really feel.
you've seen the team. You start to see it come together. Like, I'm assuming your quarterback is predetermined if he's returning.
We're training up a new quarterback, and this is something that's just
so that
sort
guy
of,
is not a returning player.
well, he's grade 11.
Okay,
But we want to have a younger guy too. Like we don't.
that's fair. Yeah.
So we have a grade 11 quarterback, but we also want to have grade 9 and 10 quarterbacks. We don't, like, it depends on where we need players to play.
Right.
So we want to make sure we have a grade 9 or 10 or both quarterbacks, even going into next year. So we have somebody. And I'm kind of glad, like, Coach Darling was supposed to be here, who was one of my players
Yeah.
as well. Kind of glad he's not here for me to say this. I've got 10 coaches.
Okay.
We just got a 10th coach. A teacher went off on a maternity leave, and we hired a young man who's just sort of out of teachers college, who also happens to be the quarterback's coach for Western.
Okay. I mean, bad problem to have.
Yeah. So he's also in my department. So it's being able to work with him, like in school. That was the first part, was can I work with him in school, which turned out pretty good the first few days.
Right.
And then he's been out with us with the football team, and you know, he comes out. He's like, I can't stay for the full practice because we practice from 2:30 to 4:30.
Yep.
And Western practices at 4:30. So he's like, I can stay till 4. Like, that works for us.
Yeah, we'll take what you got. Yeah.
So what is that like? Because you've been around football for a long time, and
Yeah.
offensive lineman a long time ago. But what's it like having a guy who's got that type of experience? And what are you pulling out of him, like, for your own knowledge?
Well, right now we're still in that sort of first bit. Like, I'm still working hard on linemen, because that was a bit of a weakness last year. We got good contact. We had almost all grade 9 linemen,
Okay.
which is nice this year because now we have a bunch of grade 10 linemen.
Yeah.
So we were getting good contact, but it's trying to get them to maintain blocks and things like that. So I'm still working on getting that through their heads. So we haven't done a whole lot of mesh yet. We've done a little bit of like center quarterback stuff to try and figure out who's going to be our center, because our center transferred to his family moved. So the guy who had been playing a center for us moved. So we had to fill that hole.
Should we boo him on here, or
What?
should we boo him, or is
No, like, it's not his
Okay.
fault. His dad got a new job.
that's fair? Yeah. Okay. Are they out of the district at least?
Oh yeah,
Like he didn't become a Hawk.
No, they're like
Like
Peterborough.
we're District 5.
Oh.
We don't support the Hawks.
Yeah.
No, they're like Peterborough or something like
Okay,
that.
that's
Far,
fair.
okay.
Yeah, he's at least out of district.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I did have a Hawks hat once, and I got booed at a lot of places.
Yeah, you would.
I wore it to a Sens game, and I got booed.
Nice.
That'll do.
I got it at Source when they used to do all those like special hats.
Yeah.
But I have talked, like, because like I've got some talented coaches. Like Adrian Kaiser he coached special teams at Western. He was a Western defensive end linebacker. Like, he worked with Western for a long time.
You only have to
We
be with
have-
that guy in the field for 2 minutes to know that he knows what he's doing
He-
out there, and he can pull a lot out of kids for sure.
And Matt Uren, who again, STA stud, Western stud, played for the Ticats. Like, he was my offensive coordinator. He's working now with Ben, and then like Steve Wickens, who's been with me now for, I think we figured it was 14 years. He was my offensive coordinator before. He's been sort of helping out with the offense and with the receivers and quarterbacks and stuff. And he's like, I'm just learning so much from Ben, and that's Ben's specialty. So like, that's
Yeah.
who, and they're like, it's great having him out here because that's also a different perspective.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And somebody new, and his specialty is working with quarterbacks.
Yeah.
So training up these young quarterbacks, like we had this kid who, like, we think this kid could be okay. He's like, yeah, I can work with this kid. It's because it's junior football. It's not
Right.
we're not running, like, airing it out every down sort of thing.
You're not reinventing
You
the
don't know that.
Yeah. So
Well, week 1 hasn't happened yet. You never know where direction you might go, huh?
yeah, but like, it's just we've had a bunch of kids, so we'll probably have to pare it down a little bit. I think we had 6 guys working at quarterback today,
Okay.
and it's just sort of getting them reps, getting them to figure it out, and figuring out who's going to be our best fit, how it's going to work best with the way we can play with having some grade 11s or what's going to happen that way. So it all works out. It's nice. It's a nice problem to have all these coaches. Like we've got coaches coaching in different positions and can move around. Like when we mesh teams and things like that. And also, I've been doing the offensive and defensive line. I've got a guy who was with us last year who's been learning. He didn't have a lot of football experience, but now it's the beauty of YouTube now. I can say, hey, I send you this video. Can you look at this so you can run this with the guys tomorrow? So I don't have to be there. I can float around and look. Or right now we're getting guys into gear. I can be up there to make sure the gear's getting fit properly, and I can be like, okay, Coach Gamble's got my line or whatever. They can. It's a great problem to have, and that's what like Darling last year.
Yeah.
Had to coach both the seniors and the juniors, and he only had a couple of community coaches helping, and I think one other teacher.
Right.
Whereas I've got, not including myself, there's 9 coaches in the building, and one community coach coming in.
Yeah, that's
Did you get
nice
your
to have
signal
it.
stealer yet?
Yeah, they're keeping that under wraps. And if I remember the first week of football, the running back and quarterback line is pretty long right now for drills, and the DB line is short. But all those guys that think they're quarterbacks and running backs are about to be DBs really quick. Because I remember being in the running back line. I found out in grade 9, I am not a running back.
No.
I couldn't. Like, the best I did on offense is when we used to do rotational slot backs, and you would basically be like, anybody that can remember these 5 words can be a slot back. We're probably not going to throw it to you. We're running it anyway, so don't worry about it.
Yeah, you ran in place for me.
Oh, yeah. But yeah, Coach, we appreciate you coming down here. I don't know if you're going to hang out, watch a little bit of the game. We can catch up a little bit more. We're not kicking you off, but we definitely have a line that's trying to get in here. So,
No worries.
like I said, we appreciate the time. We're definitely going to be like following along the season.
Yeah, it's great. Thanks for having me on, guys.
Anytime.
We'll be in touch through the season. Get you guys out to some games.
The first game is it at home, or are you still
We
figuring
don't.
it out?
We don't know yet.
Okay.
TBD, but wherever it is, like Kaylin and I went out to that random spot that I didn't even know existed last
Central,
year.
yeah.
So
That's
we'll
a
go
cool
find
spot.
that again.
Yeah. Be there again.
Yeah.
Cool. I will make way.
Thank you.
All right.
Watch your mouse here.
Kaz is on his way out, and we got Jessica.
Next crew
and
coming in. While they're
Scott.
coming in, gentlemen, you want to talk any college football at all?
You know what? I think there's a big week coming up for college football. There's a lot of stuff going on. This most recent week in college football was maybe the first time ever that a team starting in the top 10 lost their first 2 games to unranked opponents.
Yeah.
I would just like to say that this week I will be the biggest Texas Longhorns fan.
The
Same.
biggest who, Flynn?
Texas Longhorns.
Oh, okay. My man.
1 week only.
I like that. Speaking of the Longhorns.
All right, we got Scott and Jessica on their way in here.
Coming on in. It was cool to see Arch get some ball action last
Yeah.
week.
I'll slide over here for you.
Well, I told her 2 roses, rose between 2 thorns, right?
Yeah. There you go. So, welcome in, guys. We were just talking to Kaz about some local football. Jess, I was talking to your dad, and I was like, hey, is there any way you want to come on and talk some local sports? And then he wouldn't stop talking about you. And you're no newcomer to our show. I think this is probably your 3rd time on the show. So we were like, yeah, of course, bring it on, because you've been up at some pretty big things. And I mean, you're rocking the uniform right now.
Yeah, the T-Mo jersey.
Pull it
Yeah.
closer to your mouth.
Yeah.
It was definitely an amazing experience. I mean, being out in New Brunswick was a change for sure. It was a lot of hills.
Yeah.
So different air pressure, but we adapted to it quickly, and clearly we came out with the results we wanted. So it worked in our favor.
Yeah, and so you were representing Team Ontario out in New Brunswick. How many games did you play, and over what span of time?
So we played 3 games over the span of 10 days. And it was our first game against New Brunswick, who we played last year and luckily beat in the bronze medal game.
Okay.
So playing against them this year again, we knew they were going to be a tough team, and we came into it ready to have a battle, and it just 53-0 was not the score we expected.
Okay.
The
That's not a
score
battle.
So they did
Yeah.
not come in expecting
That
a
is a
battle.
beatdown, not a battle.
50
No.
burger you dropped on him?
Yeah.
Oh,
In
my
the
God.
championship game.
Yeah.
Wow.
No, that was the
First
first game.
Oh, the first game. Okay.
Welcome to the tournament.
I jumped ahead.
Yeah, it was our. It definitely left a big impression on the rest of the
I
team.
bet,
so-
yeah.
Yeah, and then Quebec up next. They got the silver medal last year, So we knew they were going to be tough. They like to air it out a lot.
Yeah,
so
okay.
our DBs really locked in. But no, our offense just went out there. We did what we do best. We aired it out better than they did. And
Okay.
I think it was 30-0.
Okay, so
Or
did anybody
36?
even score on you guys?
We let go 1 touchdown and
Ugh.
2 safeties. Yep.
How sad.
Did you surrender the safeties though?
No.
Okay, it's like those don't count.
It was just a misplay, a bad snap on one of them, and then
Happens.
yeah. But the championship game, that was where it was all at. So it ended up being 25-8, and after the first drive, our center was just not in the right headspace, and they put me in at center. They said, "You didn't get a snap in all tournament, but you got it. Go ahead." So then
Yeah.
I played center the rest of the game, and it was definitely something I wasn't used to,
Okay.
but it was fun. And the girl who's playing nose tackle looked like Terry Crews, but wasn't as fast, so it was
my
okay.
God. Now, was that your first time playing offensive line like that?
No, so I had been playing end the whole tournament.
Okay,
so
yeah.
I could have released for some routes. We didn't get to that. We didn't need to put in any screen plays really. We
Yeah.
were already dominating everybody.
Yeah.
No, I brought my gold medal out here
Oh,
actually.
whoa.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Just humbly, I carry it around in my pocket because why not? Yeah,
Small
well, you
flex.
earned it. You should
So
carry that
it
thing
was definitely an amazing experience, and we were also the first team ever to win the tournament with a female head coach.
around. Oh, wow.
Wow.
So yeah, it was.
What's
a
the
big deal.
autographs about on the jersey? That your whole
Oh,
teammates?
Yeah, so
That's
this is
awesome.
my whole team. So since the girls come from all over Ontario, we
Yeah.
don't really get to see each other that often.
Yeah.
So there's girls as far as Sault Ste. Marie. So
Wow.
we can, I get them to sign them, and there's little messages on the front and the back.
That's cool.
Yeah, it's amazing. And with my jersey from last year too. So
So where do you guys get together in order to do your practicing leading up to this if you're all from different areas of that?
yeah, so we actually met up in Ottawa at the U Carleton.
Okay, yeah.
So then we practiced there for 3 days. We had our training camp for 2 days, 3 days. It was
Wow.
definitely a lot, but it was
Yeah.
nice. We got lucky with the weather. It was mostly sunny.
Cool.
So yeah, it was definitely a nice place. I mean, I've been there twice now, and it's an amazing campus. So.
And weather for the tournament was the same way, nice weather or what?
For the first game and the last game, yes, our game against Quebec, it was pouring the whole game,
Yeah.
and it made it more fun. At one point, we had a dance break in the middle, and it went a little viral.
Okay,
but
wow.
That's cool.
yeah, no, it was a lot.
Yeah.
But no, there was only one day where we had to go down the hill in the rain and come all the way back up, and it was more of a workout than running sprints.
I
so.
bet. Yeah.
But I mean, if you have that endurance, you're doing those 3-a-day practices and getting ready for. So, what was the time frame in which you played those 3 games?
Just a little under 10 days. So we got there the first day.
Yeah, that's
and
still
then,
pretty quick
yeah.
turnaround. Yeah.
It was
NFL
like,
doesn't do
It
that.
was like practice game, practice game, practice game. So it was a lot, but it took a lot more mental than it did physical.
Yeah.
But I got lucky. We got a team that stick together really well.
Yeah.
So yeah.
So about that, you mentioning teams that stick together pretty well. In all the teams across the tournament, it's still got to be a quite tight-knit community as a whole, right?
Oh,
I know that
yeah.
we go into battle, we're enemies during the game, but after the games, are you guys still talking with each other? And you
yeah,
know,
for sure.
even now, like reaching out to one of those old guys from Quebec and, hey, how you been? How was the rest of your summer kind of thing, right?
Yeah, no, it's also when we went into the dorms at the University of New Brunswick, we shared a floor with Saskatchewan.
Oh, okay,
So-
cool.
And we shared like a common area.
Yeah.
So every time watching game film, they'd come in and join us. Like, I met this girl named Jorts.
Yeah.
Coolest girl I've ever met. She played linebacker for Saskatchewan.
Was that an official name or?
No, it's
our
just a nickname. But apparently she wears jorts all the time, so it worked out perfectly for us. But yeah, she's like another sister. We just spent, and we never had to play them. Thank God, because I don't think I would have been able to hit them. But no, like with the Alberta girls and Quebec girls, they were so polite after.
Yeah.
They were amazing people to play against, and one of them even in a news article was complimenting us and saying all nice things. So
That's
yeah,
awesome.
It's always about uplifting each other.
Yeah. Well, and that leads me to the next question: is when you're beating up teams 53-0, 30-0, and 28-5. Like, what does your coach? Obviously, they're doing something right. You guys are doing something right. Do you go back to those teams and say, this is maybe how you need to take this program forward, right? Like, how to
Yeah.
get better from here?
No, yeah. After last year, we took a nasty beatdown from Alberta, 60-0.
Oh, wow.
So after that, like the coaches all had like a meeting and they all talked and just talked about game film with like Alberta and Quebec. And
Yeah.
we're lucky too where there's the women's league, the
Yeah.
OUA,
Yeah.
where the Team Quebec coach and our head coach are actually friends. They play on like opposing teams.
Okay.
So they got to talking and sharing film, and it was kind of like everybody rallied together and said, go beat Alberta, because they're the past 2-year champions. So
Okay.
somebody had to put a stop to them. So.
That's awesome.
They've never lost a game up until that point. So
Wow. Cool.
Like the first loss in program history?
Yeah.
yes.
Wow. Okay.
To be fair, the national championship has only been around for this is year 3.
But it's
So it's but it's I mean they dominated. So the Alberta program, they all play high school out there. So it's all those girls because of the small town,
Right.
kind of the prairie sort of thing. They get to play in their high school. They're appreciated. The starting quarterback for Alberta is actually the starting quarterback in her high school as well. So
Oh wow.
Jeez.
No
Yes.
comment.
And we were talking to Kaz, and he has a girl on his team this year, and the immediate when you think of that is like a kicker or something like that. We know better because we know you. You've taught us. But she's apparently looking to play O-line. So, what kind of advice could you give to her who's trying to play O-line? And I saw Scott. Scott wants to recruit her. He wants to make sure that, I could see it on his face.
You just really got to get out there and do it. Like, most of it is all a headspace where it's like girls have to play kicker, girls can't play anything that's like in the trenches.
Yeah.
And nothing is stopping us. Like, physically, we can do it. I know there's undersized guys in high school, haven't hit puberty yet. Any girl would rock them.
Yo, watch out, boys.
Yeah.
She just called all of you out.
Yeah, so there's actually 2 girls on the Laurier High School team. One plays, actually they both play linebacker.
Okay.
So in this upcoming season, I'm really excited to see how they do. Because, I think Laurier is a force to be reckoned with all the coaches we have. It's amazing. So yeah, I would just say do it.
Well, Laurier has something to prove this year. We're not going to go down that rabbit hole, but...
The last time you buttered them up, it didn't turn out too well for them. So
Yeah, the last time we went out there, we did this big thing before the thing, hyped them up to be the number
Next
one team in
day.
Ontario,
Ooh.
and then it was just like, sorry guys,
We did get
might
some
have done some-
unfortunate events last year, but
Yeah.
it's in the past. New
Yeah.
season for us. so,
you've
yeah.
grown, you've matured, and you're ready to
Yes.
take the season by
You
the
leave
horns.
your phones at home.
Yeah,
Oh yeah.
Yeah, the rookie party, the phones go in the mailbox, right?
Never happened.
yeah.
Nope.
Morons.
There are no parties. So aren't you listening?
Yeah.
culpable deniability, yes.
Yeah. So you're not playing on the Laurier team.
I'm not. No,
Yeah,
but
because
it's,
you have your own team.
Yeah, I have my own team, and also I play basketball in the fall season.
Okay,
So,
yeah.
that's that. But no, actually, the other day where I work, there was a guy came in and we were talking, and he goes, "Oh, I went to Laurier." I was like, "Oh yeah." He's like asking the football team, and I was like, "Oh yeah, there's some girls playing." The first thing he said, "Oh, they're kickers." I said, "No."
Yeah.
And he was just shell shocked. So it's amazing to see how many people haven't seen yet what girls have to bring to football.
Right.
So it's up and coming.
Now they should be paying attention and put on notice because you're putting up 120 points in 3 games and only giving up 8.
Yeah.
I mean, pay attention here, fellas. This team Alberta, who has starting quarterbacks out there, they think they're putting together a roster. Team Ontario runs this thing.
Oh, always.
It's
yeah.
Ontario or die now.
Yeah, no. We just got blessed with the right amount of players. They say this was our year. So last year it was our building year.
Yeah.
And this year we just came out and I have to give all the props to our defense. They were amazing. Better than any team I've ever seen play. They just played so like a unit. It was just amazing. They just know where to go. When one girl was going one way, they was always covering for her. It was amazing.
And this is U18?
Yeah.
And do you have another year of eligibility you can go back out there?
I don't, unfortunately. I'm going to have to go back to flag. But luckily, in the States, there's actually the WNFC, so the Women's National Football Conference.
Okay.
And there's 12 teams. They just introduced 2 more. So that's coming. So hopefully they'll put a team in Toronto or teams all over Canada soon. Because it's a full league, a paid league.
Yeah, well, they should be putting them in Toronto or Hamilton or anywhere in Ontario because it seems like the best female football players are in Ontario.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, if we're using tournament stats,
Yeah.
that's all we
I
have to
mean,
go on.
Yeah, no. Our quarterback, she's all the way up in North Bay. But if me and her play together again one day on a women's team, I mean, I won't be complaining. So.
Yeah. Let's make that happen. Even if we have to send you up to North Bay or meet somewhere in the middle.
It's worth it for a few years.
Yeah, Peterborough's probably somewhere in the middle, right? Okay, so how about this Wolfpack season? Do we have anything going on this fall, or are we waiting again till the spring? Or
We do. So we're part of the flag league now as well. So
Great.
we were in fall tackle and it transitioned to a fall flag.
Yep.
Just with the high school and everything going on, it's just too much.
it's good for conditioning and
Yeah.
just keep the
So
blood
it's
flowing.
working on more skills based too. So it's better for the quarterbacks and the receivers, and obviously the center has to run routes too. So that's
Yeah.
where I get my reps in. But
Yeah.
no, in the defense it's a lot more fine tuning stuff. 'Cause
Right.
It's a lot more hand-eye coordination with the flag pulling.
Right.
So it'll be much better for our team. And then come summertime, we're ready to take the championship again.
There you go. And so when you're playing center, do you have somebody under taking the snap, or is it more of a shotgun?
In tackle, we do play both. So Wolfpack
Okay.
played mostly under center before, but
Yep.
Team Ontario was all out of shotgun.
Okay.
So the only time we ran under center was when we were running a heavy package, which is not very often since we didn't really need to. We
Yeah, yeah.
never really got stuck on the goal line, but
Yeah. Not a whole lot of inches situation in that.
yeah.
But- And that's good. And, you know, like, it's nice that you can keep that going. And,
Yeah.
you know, last fall, kind of had to, like, take a step back because of everything that was going on. But it's great that the flag league is there now and you can keep that going and get that momentum and head back into the spring.
Yeah, and it also opens it up for so many more girls who are like just like a little bit not there for tackle yet, and if they
Yeah.
get into fall like flag, then it'll give so much more teams. There's supposed to be way more centers than there would be like normally.
Right,
So
right,
I'm
right.
hoping it'll lead to having more teams, maybe a couple divisions. It would be
Right.
great.
Yeah, you fall in love with the sport, and then people get out there a little bit more. Now, go ahead. No, you go ahead.
I was gonna say, so you go from football to flag football to basketball.
Yeah.
And what is basketball looking like this season for you girls?
Oh, our team, it's going to be good. So last year we made it all the way to the TV Raw finals and unfortunately lost to MTS.
Oh, really?
But yeah, no, it's definitely not my sport. You
Yeah.
know, I stick to football, I stick to volleyball, rugby.
Sure.
Yeah, but no, it's definitely a transition with the contact. Like, obviously I can't do as much, but
Yeah.
it helps in the paint.
When,
But yeah,
when
you
does
got,
rugby
you
season
got the
start?
length to play basketball.
Oh, yeah.
It's
You
in
can
the
just give
spring.
somebody
Pretty cool.
give somebody a hip or something if they get a little too close.
Oh yeah.
Maybe, I don't know, maybe an elbow.
Yeah, you. This guy was bad for the chicken wing when we played at lunchtime. I do remember that.
You gotta do what you gotta
There
do.
was a few chicken wings that
Yeah.
got thrown out. Yeah.
Learn that one from this guy. So get your elbows out. Oh,
Yeah,
go
absolutely.
for rebounds. But yeah.
How else are you gonna get position? You have to gain position. That's how it matters.
You're not supposed to care about their teeth.
He's a
Yeah.
very polite basketball player,
Yeah.
unfortunately. I wish he was meaner.
Yeah. No, but when rugby season comes, that's when it's like my switch flips on.
Yeah.
Less so it's like that's like rugby and football is mostly at the same time. So it's like I'm playing games, then I'm going to practice and I'm hitting all day. It's actually so much fun.
I bet.
And the more like, so we went to OFSA the last 2 years for Laurier, and we've just been getting so many grade 9s coming in this year, like already asking. It's the second day of school, I've already had 3 or 4 girls come up to me, oh, when's rugby tryouts, when's the team, like,
Wow.
it's awesome. We're gonna have probably close to like 70 girls this year.
Wow.
So yeah, last year we almost had enough to make 2 teams. So
Laurier A and Laurier B. That's gonna be crazy. Meet each other. Meet in the finals.
yeah, that would be amazing.
And this is the last year of high school for you?
Yeah, in grade 12. I might go back for victory lap.
Okay, I was gonna say,
But-
like, are you eyeing something for what's post high school, or are you still just honestly
Yeah.
just live your best life while
Oh
you can?
yeah,
Like, don't
I'm
even
kind of just
don't
living the
even try and
moment.
grow
I'm not
up.
trying to push it too much, but yeah, no, I do already kind of have my mind kind of made up. So I'm hoping to go maybe to Queens. They've already
Okay.
reached out about me coming for flag.
Nice.
So that would be definitely a good option.
Yeah.
But there's also the states. I mean, if I do take my victory lap, I have a whole nother year to look into applying to programs like the NAI schools.
Yep.
A lot of them have flag football for girls.
I like that.
So
Wow, that's really cool. What a
Yeah.
time to be alive when it comes to athletics.
Well, you
Yeah.
follow in the family footsteps, right? Because
Well, yeah.
big brother's hanging out there in North Dakota State.
That's
We
right.
had
he's not
the
allowed to have all
opportunity
the
catch him.
fun. Oh,
Yeah.
I gotta get in there.
I think we watched him hit a 700-foot home run here.
Oh yeah.
I mean, we had a little boost going on, but like, no one needs to know that. It's a steroid era out here in the clubhouse at the simulator.
At the 1990s, right?
Yeah. So everybody's gathering today because the NFL is back.
Yeah.
We had college football start last week, well, technically the week before. We know you're Chargers fans. Unfortunately, you guys decided to make a head coaching hire that everybody would disagree with because this guy's an embarrassment. But how are we feeling going into the season? I mean, you got your division rival getting ready to kick off here in about 15 minutes.
Yeah, we're
that.
really looking
What?
Less than.
looking forward
Is it?
to the Chiefs being 0-1 after tonight. Actually, so
And potentially 0-2 because right after this
yeah.
they go to Kansas City.
100%.
Or sorry, they go to they stay in Kansas City, but they play against the Bengals.
Yeah.
And I only know that because I'm going to the game. But
There you go.
You got Ravens and Bengals to start the season. That sucks.
It's a tough start.
Yeah.
Yeah, we definitely pulled a pretty easy one with the Raiders. Hopefully.
Yeah.
Now we got some legs to go. A whole new receiving core, right? So it's a few changes. But
5 waived Titans somehow made it over to the Chargers roster in the last year and a bit.
And the Titans have sucked for a while,
So they're
that's something
gonna-
to look forward
between
to.
the Titans and the Ravens, we retooled kind of out of two old programs. So
Yeah.
see how it goes. I'm confident. I'm pretty happy. You know, as a fan, you take the good with the bad, but a lot of times the fan base has been, it's always the coaching. It's the Spanos does never want to spend money on anything, and
Yeah.
it's going to be hard to complain about stuff after ponying up for Harbaugh and letting him do what he's done. I mean, the GM made more trades in the preseason than Telesco did in the last 11 years. So,
Right.
it's a different era. So we'll see how it goes.
Yeah, I mean, it's Jim Harbaugh as the coach, so I would assume you're looking at like a 4-13.
Oh, stop it. Is your hate only because he's a Michigan coach? Because I don't remember you hating him when he was in San Francisco.
You're right, and that's absolutely correct. But
Okay.
I actually liked Jim Harbaugh when he was the quarterback for the Colts and the Bears.
You
He was the
stop,
Chargers quarterback too.
stop with the Colts love, okay? That's not happening on this show.
I told you I was
Can
originally.
we talk about the game that's happening today?
You can
I'm
talk about
sorry.
whatever you want.
Well, what do we want to talk about?
We have a kickoff in 10 minutes. We haven't even talked about tonight's game.
Okay,
Talk away.
so tonight's game, who are you most excited to look for? You know who I'm going to say.
Hey, I have Xavier Worthy going over 3.5 catches.
Yeah, my man.
I have him first touchdown at plus 1,000.
My man, that's my
Nice.
fantasy right there.
Okay.
I like that guy.
Happy to see Mark Andrews back.
Yeah.
Right, had a rough season. It's one of those interesting things, especially if you're a fantasy guy, right? It's a lot of ifs and ors and guys coming back, and a lot of your top end guys are sort of injured and sort of not, and then will Jefferson have a good year with no quarterback, or so it's going to be a good. Actually, the rain makes a whole added dimension to this game.
Oh,
man.
the weather here looks terrible.
Yeah.
Driving up here, right here in London, Ontario,
Yeah.
things are beautiful.
Beautiful.
Out there in Kansas City, that looks like a disaster.
I literally have all offense on every single bet that I made today, so it's not looking great for me.
Well, but for me, there's going to be a heartstring moment here when I see that first handoff going to Derrick Henry, because
Derrick
we're
Henry,
going to see a lot of him today in the rain.
I did take him over
Hey,
50
are
yards.
you
so-
partly thinking or wishing that he gets Nick Chubb?
No.
It's okay to be honest like that.
No, I see. And I said this before. They have 3 new starting offensive linemen in Baltimore. This is not the same offensive line it was last year.
Oh, agreed.
I think that, unfortunately, Derrick Henry, I think that his legacy is going to be tarnished this year. He's not going to have the expectation of a year that
I
he had.
did avoid him in almost every fantasy.
You don't
draft
think he
for
gets
that
1,000
reason,
yards?
I don't know if he hits it, because here's the thing: is he's played well off of a play action attack offense, right? Who the hell is Lamar throwing to? Because is Zay Jones your number 1? Is that really where we're going? And I love me some Rashad Bateman, right? But is he your number 2? Like Mark Andrews, I love to
But
see
now
him
you're going to
back.
get one-on-one coverage on those guys because you're going to put guys in the box.
But Lamar Jackson's a wide receiver killer.
Yeah.
Now, they did draft Walker out of North Carolina, who I was hoping the Steelers were going to take a look at, but he was gone. He's a big guy. He's a big target. He can make touchdowns happen when you get into the red zone. But the unfortunate part is he still has Lamar Jackson throwing him the ball, so it doesn't make a difference.
Yeah. I don't think Lamar Jackson's not earning his bonus on his arm.
Yeah. Like, great player. You still have to defend him. Like, he's going to make some throws because you have to maybe even spy 2 guys to keep him there.
But those guys now, like with him and Derrick Henry, they're probably putting 9 guys down in the box.
Do you think that's like the new Thunder and Lightning? Like, that feels
yeah.
like it could be.
You stop
like that
that.
safety's
could
going to
be.
come. Like that safety's coming down.
Yeah.
So you're going to get your shots. He's going to take his plays.
Yeah.
There's going to be play action there. I don't think that makes out great for maybe Derrick Henry. I still think he gets 1,000.
I just think that he almost walked into an offense. Lamar is better than Ryan Tannehill, okay? But
Correct.
he walked into an
That's fair.
offense that is almost as weak right now as the offense as he was in the last year and a half in Tennessee.
But I think Lamar will make plays and he'll give respect for guys to run with Derrick Henry. Like if he's running that read option, that end has to stay home.
The read option is something that usually gets lost after college because the guys in the NFL are just too athletic.
Yeah.
How many times can you run a read option in a season
With
before
Derrick Henry?
either your quarterback gets beat up?
A lot.
Well,
I think so, too.
Yeah, but Derek is 30 years old too. I mean, I know he doesn't get hurt very
If
often.
he
but-
was a tight end, you would not be having this conversation. I have a witness right here that if he was a tight end, you would have not have said those words.
Listen, I said
Am I
last.
wrong?
No, you're not wrong.
What do you mean?
You would have told me he is built to last. He's got 300 carries in him. He's not slowing down. So don't you lie to me because he's in Baltimore.
I would have said he would have got 275 carries in Tennessee like he's going to get this year, but he's going to come out with a 2.8 yard average, unfortunately.
Could be a hotly contested night, I think.
Yeah.
yeah.
His hit rate on.
Yeah, I mean, overall, in this game, like, it's hard to pick against Patrick Mahomes. It's hard to pick against the Chiefs coming
At
off
home,
the Super
for
Bowl.
sure.
Yeah.
He's really good at football.
But if you look at what happened to these guys in the AFC Championship game, Baltimore really lost that game because they didn't run the ball. So regardless of Derrick Henry's result today and Lamar Jackson week 1, I bet you they run it 50 times today.
100%.
Like, and it might even be closer to 60 if they mix another guy like Justice Hill or something like that into the mix. Like, their recipe to win tonight, to me, is Lamar Jackson throws 25 passes.
Yeah.
Do not
Maybe
let the ball be in his hand.
Yeah,
Yeah,
maybe
keep
completes
Mahomes off the
18
field.
of them. Yeah,
Right? Grind the clock.
yeah. Take all the air out of the ball that you possibly can. Tom Brady style.
Maybe I'm missing something, but like Baltimore for some reason still seems to have a respected defense, and I don't know why. Like, what is it about this team this year?
I would say that they have a top 3 safety in the league.
That's it. So they have a great safety who I've learned pretty quickly through Kevin Byard that safeties are not respected pay-wise, and you can just get another one in the draft pretty
Speak for
quickly.
Antonio Winfield. He got paid.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. But then,
Yeah. J.C. Jackson got overpaid.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
and they do have a good corner. Like, I still think Marlon Humphrey's a great corner there. But, like, outside of that, Patrick Queen's gone. Like,
Patrick Queen's in Pittsburgh. They got Roquan Smith.
Roquan Smith, yeah.
They brought in Nate Wiggins from Clemson, who's a fast, long guy. But yeah, the defense, like, Ray Lewis isn't lining up. Terrell Suggs isn't lining up.
Like,
they don't even have the Calais Campbells of the world lining up.
That's
anymore.
just it. It's just like they just don't have a lot of household names, I would say, that I expect to be on a Pro Bowl ballot at the end of the year, is what I'm saying, right?
And I'm not sure that they have a single guy on their team, and this isn't a disrespect to Hamilton, that can run with Worthy. That guy,
Well, he only needs to have, like, air blowing his way, and he might fall over.
that guy in an Andy Reid offense where he can get a running start and get around and not get jammed. Good fucking luck.
How many strides between him and Pacheco do you think we'd see tonight? 600, 700
Yeah.
strides?
Yeah.
I don't know, man, but this game's about to kick off.
Yeah.
We gotta get out of here.
Yeah, we should wrap up. Appreciate you guys coming. Appreciate you sharing.
no,
your
thanks for having
experience
us
with
again.
That was amazing. Appreciate Kaz for joining us a little bit earlier.
Gontario, right?
Yeah.
Gontario. I like that.
Obviously, we're going to go enjoy some of the game. Come on down to the clubhouse and enjoy some of the game with us. We're going to be here every Monday night. You can't see it, but there's a whole wall of jerseys up over there that we're going to be giving out every single Monday for the rest of the
Nice.
season. So,
Pitts, Carr, Watson, Young, Sertan, who just got a contract
Yeah, he
extension.
got paid.
there's lots
he
of
does
stuff
not
on
need
it.
royalties from a jersey.
Yeah, lots of money being spent, lots of jerseys being given out. This season's going to be wild. Come check it out with us, and we'll see everybody on Monday.